Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so let's see. So we talk about the white blood cells, the leukocytes, and then next thing we are going to talk about is how are these leukocytes, this immune system, immune cells get involved in the immune system. So let's talk about this portion. So here is the immune system. We talk about lymphatic system, all right? So so here is the lymphatic system. And basically this system is, as you can see that you probably saw this picture earlier. So this is our lymphatic system. Basically, this is another fluid canal system in our body. We have the blood vessel system, but in addition to the circulation of the blood cells, blood, we also have an additional system. These canal, these fluid does not contain red blood cells. So they don't have red blood cells. So if you look at the fluid is not red. But they do have the other, a very important component of the blood cell, that is the lymphocyte. So the reason we call it lymphatic system because it contains the lymphocyte, B cell, T cell, natural killer cells. Those also, in addition to present in the blood, they also present in these fluid system. You also see a lot of these dots here. These dots are their base. So lymphatic cells can flow, but a lot of them will stay in these dots. We call these dots the lymph nodes. Where is that? Lymph nodes right here, lymph nodes. So those are lymph nodes. Those nodes contains B cells, T cells, and so it's like their army base, right? So we have so many base right there. We have lymphocytes stay there. So, well, they may not be a lot in the blood vessel or blood circulation. They do have another system that they will reside. They will present. So that's that. So this is lymphatic system. How do we understand this? So it's always structure, anatomy, location, and function. So let's look at what's the components first. So we have the lymphoid organ. Those basically all are associated with the lymphocytes. So we have these dots. Those are the most abundant lymphoid organ. And so these are the lymph nodes. So we have lymph nodes, we have spleen, but those are the base. They are spread a lot throughout our body. However, they are not the one to produce the lymphocytes. The one to produce lymphocytes, and the primary ones are in the bone marrow, because lymphocytes are blood cells, hematopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow. So bone marrow is the primary lymphoid organ. Another organ is called thymus. Thymus is the one to maturize the T cells. So these two are the primary lymphoid organ. The reason they are primary is because they are the produced organ. They produce the new T cells, new B cells. And once they are produced, they got dispatched throughout our body. When they got dispatched throughout our body, they will flow in the blood first, but they will also leak out of blood going to the lymphatic system, lymphatic vessels. And then when they go through the flow through the lymphatic vessel, they will stay in any of these nodes. And in addition to the nodes, they may also stay in the spleen. Spleen is a larger army base. They will also stay there. they will also stay in the tonsil. They will also stay in different lymph nodes. Some of those are in the a lot of those are in very close proximity or adjacent to the mucosa. So we earlier talked about the mucosa right here. Right here. Right here, right here. So here is the mucosa. This is where the virus bacteria will first enter, right? So they will enter. We have this physical barrier. They will enter. Once they enter underneath this area, we will underneath the skin, underneath the oral cavity, or oral cavity. Here we go. Oral cavity, yes. Yeah. So you have the different lymph nodes to be ready to get executed to send out the defense system, to send out for our defense system. So that's that. So that's the lymph nodes. All right, so let's take a look. So we will talk about the lymphoid organ. We have primary, those organs produce lymphocytes, and the secondary, those who house the lymphocytes, or where you can find the lymphocytes present in there. So the one to produce it are bone marrows and the thymus. That's why we have the T cell, B cell, all right? But B and T all come from the bone marrow. And the thymus is one to maturize the T cell. We have the secondary, those where the lymphocytes reside. They are lymph nodes. We have abundant, like 500 to 800 throughout our body. Spleen, this is the largest one, right? Larger one. And then we also have the tonsil. This is it's a large one, but it's in the cavity. So because this is area, it very easy get bacteria present in our body. These vessels are called lymphatic vessel. We are not going to talk about their circulation because it's not like blood circulation. It has very clear direction of this circulation. This lymph node, basically, it will collect the fluid and then they enter into the vein. We will talk about that transition. And then we talk about the lymphatic cells. The cells will be the lymphocytes, B cell, T cell, and we know that already. So you know that those are the cells. That's the function of it. Basically, we provide the highway system for these lymphocytes to flow through, and also have the house to stay. So something like that. Another thing, terminology here is the lymph. Lymph is the term to describe the fluid in this system. Right? So what is the lymph? Why is this system? How does this system work? So so this is how system work. So here what I'm showing you is a combination of all this body fluid movement. And so before look at this green thing, we kind of know these portion, right? So this represent our blood circulation. And so you can see that you have the right atrium, right ventricle, then the pulmonary, then the left atrium, left ventricle, systemic circulation. And coming back, vena cava, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, go to the right atrium, right ventricle, pulmonary, and again, left atrium, left ventricle, aorta, systemic. So this thing will go over and over and over. However, in addition to these go through the blood vessel. And we know that there are arteries, there are veins, there are capillary. In the capillary, we have the substance exchange. We have the vessel wall that is not very tight. So we allow substance get diffused over and get exchanged. So oxygen will get distributed into the tissue and the blood will take in the CO2 and then we breathe it out. So capillary is a place we can have allowed this fluid get leaked out and also molecules get diffused across. When in this area, basically local tissue, this fluid leak out got to go to somewhere because they got leaked out. They cannot get just accumulate in tissue. Otherwise, you have a body swelling, right? So you need to be able to capture those liquid fluid. Every day we have about 3 liters of this fluid got leaked out. So that is a good amount of the fluid got leaked out from the capillary throughout our body. And when they got leaked out, there is a system to capture those. The system is the lymphatic vessels. So here is that. So when they leak out, it's very much like your shower, right? You shower and then you have the sewage, right? You will capture those excessive fluid, then you just guide them through that sewage system and then dump it out, right? Process it and maybe recycle it, but basically you just leave them, guide them, and so that's a sewage system, and our body do have that sewage system. So that's this lymphatic vessel. This lymphatic vessel make it a perfect system to survey our bodies for our body's immune surveillance. The reason is if there's any intruder, they will go through our blood vessel very quickly because that is basically spread everywhere, especially all the cells need oxygen. So blood vessel will reach to every cell to deliver the oxygen. So that is a system already there throughout our body. If there's an intruder, if they get into our body, the very first thing they will go into blood. And as we know earlier, once they go into the blood, they will encounter our immune cells. We will have innate immunity, adaptive immunity. They will be waiting there to fight them. And there will be some battles, there will be some inflammation going on. They will capture those intruders. However, they may get run away. So if they successfully, not all of them get killed by the white blood cells, the leukocytes, some of them may escape. And those escaped one will eventually go into the sewage, like shower, and then go to the sewage. So this system is perfect to capture those, to survey, continuously survey, monitor the body's immune process. So that's that. So that's a very very bright way, in a very interesting way, that we can maintain our body's integrity to defend our body. So this one, any cell debris, if there's any fight, there will be cell debris. If there is excessive bacteria or virus usually stay in the cell. So you will have injured cell, you may have cell debris. They will come in here, get washed out, and they go into this sewage system. And you need to know that we have a lot of lymph nodes ready to detect them. So here is the lymph node. So once this fluid go into the lymphatic system, they have nowhere to go. They will see the lymph nodes and the lymphocytes are there waiting for them. So they will come in here and the lymphocytes are waiting for them and they will get killed by the lymphocytes. So that is the system. So this is this excessive fluid is called excessive interstitial fluid. These are extracellular fluid. These outside of cells, they are floating between the organ, between the tissues. this excessive fluid will go into the lymph, and inside of it, you will have the fluid. You don't have the red blood cell. Red blood cell is not going out. So this is, but you do have a cell debris. You may accidentally capture the virus, bacteria. So these will go in here, and then they will go through a lot of lymph nodes. You may pass one checkpoint, like soldier boost, right? So you may pass one, you may pass two, and eventually got captured. And this fluid will eventually going back to our vein, because they got to go somewhere. They will go back to our venous system. Yeah, so that's that. So this is that we call it this fluid lymph, and this is basically how we form this lymph, and how we use them to formulate or to construct our immune system. They will eventually going back to the vein. They will go into they will go into the vein to two location at two location. We call this two location a venous angle. So here, right here, venous angle. So the lymphatic duct right here. So this is one lymphatic duct. All together, let me show you here. All together, this lymph will go into two lymphatic ducts, and two lymphatic ducts will go and will enter the venous system at venous angle. So that's that. So we have left venous angle, right venous angle. So it's here, right venous angle, left venous angle. It's very symmetric. This venous angle, or the angle, is a junction between internal jugular vein and the subclavian vein. So here is subclavian vein. So this internal jugular vein and the subclavian vein, this angle is the angle that the lymphatic duct will come in. We have left and right, so you have two venous angles. So the venous angles is the junction between of the internal jugular vein and the subclavian vein. So these two form the angle, and the lymphatic duct will enter into the vein at that angle. We have left and right. So the left side will have this thoracic duct. So that's just one of these lymphatic ducts. And the other one is called right lymphatic duct, going to the right side at the right venous angle. So that's how the lymphatic system flow, how this lymph flow through this lymphatic system. Basically, is a sewage system. It captures all this excessive fluid. They may escape, right? They may escape through our circulation, blood circulation. They may escape from our innate immunity, the lymphocytes, the leukocytes. But in the end, they will get collected in the sewage. And then at that sewage, they will go through a lot of these lymph nodes. And the lymph nodes has the army waiting for them. And so once they are killed, it's all cleaned, all this fluid will go back to the venous system. So that's that. All right. So that's the lymphatic vessel and the lymph. And the one that present along these lymphatic vessels are lymph nodes. We have a lot of lymph nodes, 500 to 800 lymph nodes in our body, and each one is army base. So we have a lot of B cells, T cells waiting there. Yeah. So that's that. Thymus is the primary lymphoid organ. So this one is one to maturize the T cells. So location and function. What's the function of lymph nodes? Lymph nodes basically is the nodes that store or to house the lymphocytes. Another secondary lymphatic organ is the spleen. So here is we have one spleen. It's in the abdominal cavity, but is protected by our ribs. So just anatomy on left side, upper left side in our body. What do we have here? Spleen has two parts. One is called red pops. The other one is called white pops. So I show you the histology here, tissue slides here. You can see the red pops here. The whole thing is called red pops. You can have these circle things, this like eccentrical, like circle, circular, circle like circle area. This is called white pop. This white pop is similar to the akin to the lymph node. So you have lymphocytes here. So this one serves as the immune system. Red pops are different. Red pops is one that we talk about that the major function of the spleen. We talked about that spleen earlier is the position, is the location where we have the aged red blood cells got processed. So these red pops serve that function. We have a lot of macrophage over there. They will check on the quality of the red blood cells. If the red blood cells are aged, doesn't perform the function, they will get engulfed by the macrophage. So that's the function of red blood cell. Red blood cell remove old or damaged red blood cells. White pops, so red pops, red blood cells. White pops are white cells, white blood cells. That's the leukocytes. And here we have the lymphocytes staying here. So that's that. Tonsil is just another lymph nodes. It's just location is in particular location is in the oral cavity. So just show you that we have this tonsil, several tonsils in our oral cavity. Because this is area very easy get infection. Bacteria can easily get into our body. The skin is very thin. We can easily bite on our tongues in a way that cause the damage. We may have cuts somewhere here or there. And so we need a better army base over there to kill any infection. So that's the tonsil. Just show you another, so you can see the tonsil. Once the body has infection, this tonsil will get swollen. The reason is that they will, the lymphocytes will get multiplied in order to build up these, the amount of our immune cells or lymphocytes to fight against the intruders. So that's that. All right, so that's everything about the lymphatic system, and that's all, And let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.